Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to launch Pacific. I'd love to welcome our friends who are watching us live on YouTube and other social channels, our nonprofit organizations, our employer partners, and of course, our colleagues. We're so excited to have you here with us. I'd love to introduce you to our fearless leader, Andrea de la Matea, President for Microsoft in Asia Pacific.
Thank you, Supriya, and thank you to everyone for joining us today. We have such an incredible opportunity and an important responsibility to create an inclusive and accessible workplace for this new normal where it really is remote everything. And I'm so humbled and really proud to see how many companies are stepping up to commit to enabling and empowering people with disabilities across Asia Pacific. You know, there are no limits to what people can achieve when the world and technology really reflects the diversity of everyone who uses it. So please take a moment to join me in thanking the people who made this event possible today. Thank you to the nonprofit organizations from Singapore, New Zealand, Philippines, Korea and Thailand, and also thank you to our employer partners who are championing inclusion and accessibility, not just in their workplace, but the wider tech workforce as well. You may have heard there are 1 billion people in the world who have a disability. And in Asia Pacific, there are 650 million people living with some form of disability. Now, most people with disabilities, in fact, it's an estimated 70%, have non-apparent disabilities. And every one of us will face some type of disability at some point in our lives, whether it's temporary, situational, or even permanent. And accessible technology can allow everyone to fully participate. But what do we really mean when we say accessibility? Look, it can mean different things to different people. When some people think about accessibility, they think about designing buildings and structures really with accessibility in mind, or making sure that they're following accessibility compliance standards. Now, both of these are great, and look, they're certainly necessary, but accessibility is about so much more than just policy, rules, and the physical structures around us. It's really about creating experiences that are better for everyone. And accessibility can empower people with disabilities at work, at school, and in daily life. And with accessibility, well, that comes independence. And as business leaders, we know the ability to contribute to the economy has an impact on the GDP and society. So let's take a look at the world we live in. We're in a connected society, and the reality is we're more connected today than ever in our work, our education, and in our personal lives. And you may have heard this before, 90% of the data in the world today was actually generated just in the last couple of years. So think about everything you use that's connected to the internet. And by 2030, it's projected there'll be 50 billion connected devices coming online. Now that's great, but it's equally important for us to understand that technology can be amazing only if you can use that technology. And conversely, technology can exclude people if not designed for accessibility. Now, there are practical applications that can be made today to create more intelligent technology experiences that will greatly benefit people with disabilities. And AI is making amazing advances in speech and vision and language. And at Microsoft, we're really at the forefront of ensuring these advances are inclusive. That's Saqib Sheikh, a computer engineer with our organisation. He's also a person who is blind, and he created Seeing AI, an app that helps turn the visual world into an auditory experience. And that's why we firmly believe when technology is inclusive, we can connect people and information in incredible ways. So when coupled with inclusive design, Technology can empower people with disabilities to fully participate in our societies and in our economies. And building accessibility into everything we do helps us empower people of all abilities to achieve more and to do what they love. So we prioritised embedding accessibility into the DNA of our company, including our culture, our systems, and our products, so that it becomes a sustainable culture of accessibility that lasts well into the future. And by embracing accessibility, we've begun to build a culture of inclusion that extends across all teams and all functions, as well as into our hiring efforts. So by hiring talent with disabilities, we're creating innovative products that help meet the needs of everyone, with accessibility embedded into these products and not just bolted on as an afterthought. And naturally, by having systems across the company, we're thinking about accessibility really from start to finish. And together, well, this is creating an ecosystem that drives innovation to change what's possible for people with disabilities and maintains our continuous focus on the future. Now, our mission doesn't just start and end with the products that we create. At our organisation, at Microsoft, being inclusive of the differently abled, it's really core to our workplace culture, our product design, and our community partnerships. It extends to the people we hire, to the way we market our products, and to the way we communicate our brand, to the standards to which we hold our partners and our vendors, and also our workplace. And building accessibility into everything we do helps empower everyone to achieve more. So just imagine together what more we can do. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. And hi, everyone. And thank you again for joining us today. This is an incredibly proud moment for us at Microsoft. We started with an idea, a very simple idea, right? How do we bring more participants, people with disability, into the workforce? And then we thought, how about extending it into our wonderful world of partners? And right away, the way each and every organization here in the call today that responded, raised the hand to be part of this journey, has really inspired us to reaffirm this commitment. And if I'm not wrong, this is the first of its kind in Asia Pacific, and dare I say, in the world. So my deep gratitude to each one of you on the call, an incredibly dedicated team at Microsoft who have worked in a very short period of time tirelessly to pull this program together. With that, if you look at what Andrea said, if I could add to what Andrea talked about our mission, it's really about empowering every person on the planet to achieve more. Importantly, I think it's very important to recognize that it's regardless of how they communicate, how they see, hear, or move, irrespective of physical ability and any disability that people may have. And as Andrea said, this affects everybody, temporarily, permanently, situational. So it's an opportunity for all of us to be part of, and that's what makes this entire program super exciting. Microsoft's own journey in terms of accessibility started with product innovations. Way back in 90s, we started with the Employee Resource Group. And we moved on to create innovative solutions like screen readers. Sticky keys come to my mind. And more so, the advances that we have seen with respect to AI and machine learning and artificial intelligence, ability to add more innovative products with the help of our partners in the ecosystem. That's really been a technology and product-led journey that we've been on for a long period of time. So the journey at Microsoft, inclusion is not something new. It started. By any means of imagination, it's not perfect. We have a lot more to go to and a lot more to do. And hence, this particular program that we're launching today is a small step in continuation of the journey. And we are so glad that we are able to do that in partnership with our commercial partners, as well as the not-for-profit organizations in this part of the world. So once again, thank you so much for that. If you look at the worldview in terms of accessibility, it is something that people take for granted today, that technology should be accessible, right? It is no use if people do not use technology that they've been given. So the advances that we have made when it comes to vision, hearing, language, with the help of artificial intelligence, they have made products and technology so much more accessible. If anything, this pandemic has taught us is the fact that we need to be more inclusive. As the way we work, the way we engage with each other and connect with each other, we share our society and social life has changed. Our ability to include more people has become more obvious. And thankfully, there are technology platforms today that can support it. And with the growth and the need for skill sets, particularly in the tech industry, the demand for skill sets has only increased. So we have large amount of population. If they have the right type of training, right type of environment, they could participate and become skilled and to be able to take advantage of the market opportunities and fulfill their desire and live up to their potential. That's the gist of what we're on about. So it's all well and good. Does it make sense just to be doing this because it's the right thing to do or it's a legally acceptable thing to do? But I think it's also a great business opportunity. Accessibility is an important business opportunity. Studies after studies have demonstrated that organizations that have inclusive work culture have demonstrated superior performance. In fact, in one of the studies by Accenture, it was very clearly demonstrated that 45 companies that were leaders in accessibility and inclusion policies clearly outperformed their peer group by multiple times. And you can see in the slides that some of the data that goes behind the study. One is superior performance. The other bit is really about talent. One of the survey done by Forbes, millennials, which are likely to comprise 75% of the future workforce, they value inclusion. And they want to see their employer of the future take this very seriously. So in terms of attracting talent, generating superior performance, and be able to include and create products and services that represents the world and the customers that we see, these are all very important reasons why inclusion is extremely critical, and more so specifically with people with disabilities, the opportunity for us in front of us. To address this opportunity, that's what this Microsoft Enabler program is all about. It's bringing together three critical important parts in our view. First, the role of NPOs. These are not-for-profit organizations who live this on a daily basis, work with people with disabilities, bring educational opportunities to them, train organizations in creating that inclusive work culture, and be able to identify and coach us and our fellow partners in terms of how to go about doing this enablement program. The second part is, of course, our participating partners. These partners represent the best in the industry, in the tech industry, with large services portfolios, creating IP by industry, and some of the best in the world are represented today and have joined us on the call today, who have equal belief and faith in inclusion. So they provide the opportunity for people with disabilities through this program to experience job shadowing, mentoring, internship, and even potential employment. For Microsoft's part, we bring training, provide industry-relevant trainings and certifications on areas such as cloud and artificial intelligence, provide opportunities for people with disabilities who work with our partner ecosystem, create opportunities for us to engage with them and understand their needs so that we can better design products and services that meets their requirements. And above all, create a platform that brings the three parties together with our people, which is the NPO, Microsoft, and our partner ecosystem together on this platform called Microsoft Enabler Program in Asia Pacific region. So, as I said before, this is an idea that's come to fruition in a very short period of time. We are launching this as a pilot in 5 countries. Our target is obviously to cover all the other geographies in the region. We've had an aspiration of 10 partners. Lo and behold, we've already exceeded that. We've got 14 partners who have already signed up to be part of this. And I understand there is more partners who are interested to join. And we hope that this small start will result in something big. And most important is really to translate that into real results, right? How do we help people with disability to participate in the tech industry, bring their skill sets, learn, and realize their vision and whatever they want to achieve in their life through this program? That's really what drives us and motivates us. So in summary, this enablement program is really about bringing different parties together And this is not possible without the help of our NPO partners. So now I would like to ask our NPO partners to introduce themselves to the call. Can I please ask Jay Korea, representative from Jay Korea, to introduce yourself, please?
Thank you, Vivek. Excuse me, I can only show you my eyes.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you again, and let me introduce myself. I am Sona Lee from JA Korea. I'm the program director for the program. We're very excited about Microsoft Enabler program, and thank you for letting us join the program. JA is one of the largest youth-serving NGO, and we've been working with Microsoft since 2015. Developing different digital programs for disabled students. Now we're very excited about moving on to the next level of advancing the students with the employment skills. And this program is such an important program. It is really removing the barrier, and we are very excited about this opportunity. And thank you for the employer partners for your commitment. Without your commitment, it is very difficult to have the disabled people to work around. We have been delivering the digital skill program for the youth since 2015, and after watching the morning session, we realized that Korea has a long way to go in advancing the program. But with the help with the Microsoft and the enabler partners, we are very confident that we can achieve this goal. To achieve this goal, JA Korea will work with the KODAF, Korea Definitely Abled Federation. We will be providing the work readiness program and digital skill program for disabled people. And a KODAF will recruit the person with a disability who has potential employees. And they will also be part of our employer education part. JA Korea will train them for work readiness skills, and not just limit to the digital skills, but also include the basic business manners and how to work with co-workers, how to fit into your organizational environment. And again, we're very excited about this program, and this is not an easy step, but somebody has to start the first step. And people are saying that creativeness comes from the diversity, and we believe the disability is another form of diversity. So thank you for joining us for this wonderful journey.
Thank you, Jay Korea. May I now invite Tonya from B Lab in New Zealand. Tonya?
Hello, hi, and thank you for the invite, and it's great to be here. I'm also joined by my colleague and friend Leslie Slade as well. Our CEO and founder Minnie Baragwanath is not able to join us this evening, so I just want to extend her absolute joy about us being involved and part of this program, even though she's not here to share that herself personally, and we'll do our best to represent her today and with you this evening. I just want to acknowledge what's been said already around the Microsoft strategy behind this, the Asia Pacific strategy, and just the idea that we can't do this alone, and building those ecosystems and having that collaboration is really how we are going to create global change in this space across our countries and organisations. And I just want to say how privileged we are to be a part of that. I did also want to say from our perspective, the vision of B Lab has always been about creating for New Zealand to become the most accessible nation in the world. you may have heard that Kiwis are very competitive. They always want to be the best, and we are not by no means an exception to that. We want to, make sure that we're the best. New Zealand is the most accessible nation in the world. That's our goal. And to do this, we really are challenging people and challenging conversations about how we talk about accessibility, changing the language from disability to accessibility and to possibility. And everything about this initiative that Microsoft is initiating is about possibility, moving into that space around what's possible here, what can we create versus what we think can be done within the parameters that we have already known and experienced. So I just want to put that out there, that we have challenged, for us to reimagine our world and embrace the opportunities that accessibility presents. And in no other time than now in this pandemic does that ring true. There is nothing in this world right now that doesn't say we need to do it different. We have the opportunity to do things different. What's possible? Let's do it, and having the likes of this initiative with these partnerships will help us to do that. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and thank you, and just say how proud we are to be part of this initiative. So thank you. To say a little bit about who we are. So BLAB is a social change organisation in New Zealand, and it's been around for 10 years. So Minnie Baragwanath did found this organisation, and it was about creating, and still is about creating, 100% accessible place for all Kiwis, all New Zealanders, to live, work and thrive in this country. And we work with businesses, organisations, individuals and communities to lead and enable a more accessible experience for everyone, not just because it's their right to have it, but because we all benefit and are better off when everyone can thrive. So our core programs involve not only employment. We have a one-stop shop where we work with organisations to talk about their business, their spaces, their places, their culture, their events, to make sure that they're as accessible as they can be in every way, from physical to customer service to culture. And we work with those organisations where they're at on their accessibility journey. We offer a leadership program also, and that is a one-year program to build strong, resilient community leaders who will drive accessibility into the future. We also have a talent shop, and that's the employment arm of our programs. And we match talented access citizens with leading employers across New Zealand, both for permanent positions and also internships for university graduates, to be going into employment, getting exposure, giving employers the opportunity to see people they may not necessarily have opened their doors to. Our recruitment service offers wraparound coaching. We build the skills and development of our people so that they are ready to get into the workplace and thrive. We have external mentors that we match people with. So the program that we build is really robust so that we make sure that people can deliver in their employment environment, and that both parties, employers, organisations and the candidates we work with, can really feel fulfilled and get the best out of those opportunities. We've been working with Microsoft for 3 years or so now, and the people we've been working with are phenomenal. Ricky and Elisa and Pratima and others. We are just so thrilled to be working alongside people that are like-minded and intentional, committed and passionate about driving accessibility across our organisations and by the global scale as well. And access citizens are an untapped pool of talent. Pre-COVID, we were hearing that organisations were finding it hard to tap into talent. They were really finding it hard to find really good skilled people. And we had to say, there's a whole lot of people that you haven't looked at before. And that's what we can help you with now. So that's thinking about the skills that you need in the 21st century for employment, our access talent have to build tenacity, resilience, agility, problem solving, persistence, innovation. All of those things are part of our access citizen talent. I'm just going to introduce Leslie now, Leslie Slade. She's my gorgeous colleague who's joining me. Did you want to add anything here, Leslie, on this comment?
Well, thank you, Tonya, and also to reiterate, thank you again, Vivek and Andrea, so much. It is just a joy to be part of this program with you, and we really value it highly. One of the things we've talked about is right at the beginning of B, we reframed the conversation, and I've loved the way Microsoft is doing exactly the same thing, and taking a leadership position and reframing a conversation because the old one wasn't working. The new one can work because it's engaging new people and taking us on a different journey. So I want to thank you for that leadership role, Microsoft. We love working with you in this space. We just also wanted to let you know that, over the last few years, we've placed over 200 people who are young people who are undergrads or grads or people in internships, people who have been looking for permanent positions and never ever got on the radar before. And we've placed them in meaningful roles across a broad range of different skill sets and roles throughout New Zealand. So we know it can work, and we know we've got access to a terrific pool of talent. So thank you again. We're really looking forward to working with you all on this project.
Thank you, Tonya. Thank you, Leslie, for joining us. I really appreciate your partnership. So thank you again for joining Ryan in Philippines. Maybe give us a quick overview of your organization and some of the things that you're already doing and your perspective on this partnership. And in the interest of time, maybe I'll request all of us to just keep it brief, if it's okay. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Vivek. Mabuhay and good afternoon from the Philippines. My name is Ryan, and I'm the founder of Virtualahan. We are the pioneering virtual school in the Philippines, which ensures that persons with disability gets equal access to job opportunities in the digital economy. According to the World Health Organization, around 80% of persons with disability in developing countries like the Philippines are currently unemployed, which put them at high risk of insufficient social protection and as well as extreme poverty, not to mention the effect on of disability on one's personal mental health. We personally experienced in 2015 when I was discriminated from jobs as a medical technologist because of my chronic disease. And since nobody decided to hire me, I decided to hire myself and started Virtualahan instead to address the two main root causes of unemployment of persons with disability in my country. And one, that is the lack of education and skills that will qualify persons with disabilities for competitive employment. And second is the outdated labor practice in my country, including the lack of confidence of employers in hiring talents with disabilities. And we are doing this through our impact formula. One, we provide digital skills training. We call that Skills to Succeed program for instant skills that generates instant jobs in graphic design, digital marketing, and even master classes in data and automation. We also have employment support program where our graduates receive dedicated job coaching from different HR professionals among our employment partners. They also have access to our portfolio of talents where they can browse like the video resume, downloadable CV, LinkedIn profile of our talents, and also they receive accessibility to support from us. But what is unique about our program is we've integrated life coaching through our curriculum with the help of our resident psychologist, who is also the head of the Persons with Disability Special Interest Group at the Philippine Association of Psychologists. The journey transforms our scholars from beneficiaries to become leaders, to help them accept their disability and make it part of their identity, and only then we can actually unleash their potential, which leads us to our final impact formula, which is on community building, where our scholars start their own advocacy, their own support group, and do the ripple impact that we are envisioning at Virtualahan. And this impact formula has been awarded by the World Summit Awards for our contributions to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, especially when we have graduated over 500 persons with disability with a 78% employment rate, increasing their income to an average of 254%. And what we have learned working with our employment partners is that many companies have the will and the empathy to employ talents with disability, but lack the confidence. And that's why we are providing disability inclusion workshop. We have their employees volunteer as job coaches to do an immersion within our organization, and also refer our graduates for internship and placement, and slowly help companies update their HR manuals to embrace inclusive hiring practices and accessible workplaces. And through the Microsoft Enablers program, we are very optimistic that we can influence more organizations to invest in talents with disability and see them as a positive investment so that they will not be left behind. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Really appreciate the partnership and looking forward to going more. May I invite SG Enable team in Singapore? Vinny, if you're on call.
Yes, hi. Thank you, Vivek. Okay.
We can hear you. Perfect. Go ahead.
Great. Thank you. Right. Good day, everyone. And thank you for making time to join this session. And thank you, Microsoft, for establishing this partnership. We are both excited and energized to be part of this meaningful initiative with like-minded organizations in this space. SG Enable is an agency established by the Ministry of Social and Family Development dedicated to enabling persons with disabilities. Our vision is an inclusive society, enabled lives. One of the areas we look to in terms of helping persons with disabilities is employment. On our cover slide, that you should be seeing on the screen right now, you'll see some of our signature platforms. On the bottom left is our annual training and career fair for persons with disabilities. We also host employer education platforms. So that's what you're seeing on the bottom right of the screen. Particularly, this is the inclusion seminar by the Pan Pacific Hotels Group, at which we were also co-organizers, and had Microsoft join us to share their wisdom and tips with the employers who are present. At the top right is our tech-able and integrated assistive technology space, which works to increase awareness and promote the adoption and benefits of assistive technologies in enabling persons with disabilities for independent living. How do we go about enabling and sustaining disability employment is to take an ecosystem approach and work towards achieving, number one, ready persons with disabilities, secondly, ready employers, and thirdly, a ready environment. On ready persons with disabilities, we have developed various programs to enhance the employability of persons with disabilities so that they are work ready. Students from institutes of higher learning can participate in internship and mentorship opportunities, CV clinics, career coaching, and workshops. Special education school graduates, our School to Work program offers customized training pathways and work options so that they can successfully transit to employment. We have a similar program too to help persons with acquired disabilities transit to employment. Additionally, we work with a network of training providers to provide pre-employment and in-employment training. Our social service agencies partners work closely with SG Enable to provide job placement and job support services. I'd like to take a moment here to express our appreciation to Microsoft for their efforts in taking on Raymond as an intern this year, especially during these challenging times. Raymond is a client on our internship program, a student in data science and analytics who has visual impairment. Post-program, he came away sharing with us his comment that his time at Microsoft as a summer intern has allowed him to learn how to drive an initiative in a giant corporation, navigating through different teams to come up with a centralized objectives that drives all parties' performance indexes. Just listening to that and thinking about that, you can imagine the sense of empowerment and and inspiration, and that could be possible with enabling the possibilities for talents with disabilities. On Ready Employers, we also engage and offer employers the necessary knowledge and skills, advisory and resources to be empowered for disability-inclusive hiring. This support is progressive, what we call the Equip, Engage, Employ framework for organizations to get ready, get involved, and get going on workplace disability inclusion. Equip starts with toolkits and workshops to give participants a basic understanding of the different types of disability and how to interact with persons with disabilities before more advanced training through the SG Enable High Impact Retention and Employment Workshop series. It provides a comprehensive and structured framework and covers topics such as workplace accessibility and the use of assistive technology. Engage. To build experience and confidence, employers can engage. Get your feet wet, so to speak. Engage with persons with disabilities from the Institutes of Higher Learning and Special Education schools through our transition to work platforms. Employ. The government-funded Open Door program administered by SG Enable funds employee training, workplace modifications, job redesign, and the purchase of assistive technology devices to support persons with disabilities at work. This has also been recently expanded to support SG Enable to provide advisory and consultancy services to employers. This has been helpful in supporting employers in hiring and retaining their employees with disabilities. On to the ready environment. Beyond job placement, a ready and conducive environment is key to integrating persons with disabilities into the workforce. In this aspect, job coaching and job support are important. This is where disability employment professionals play a critical role and can include job coaches, supervisors, or HR professionals. We also recently launched a training roadmap for disability employment professionals that serves as a first stop guide with course recommendations for them to strengthen their competencies to better support persons with disabilities and their employers. Vivek touched earlier on about the slew of market research out there, so I think I need not stress too much on the business case for inclusion of persons with disabilities at the workplace. But I do want to call on a quote from our Assistant Chief Executive, Mr. Tan Koi. And what we believe at SG Enable is work is dignity and employment empowers persons with disabilities to lead fulfilling lives. Microsoft has been offering mentorship, internship, and employment opportunities for persons with disabilities and recently shared their best practices at SG Enable's Inclusive Business Forum. We look forward to strengthening our continued partnership with Microsoft to further empower companies in Singapore with the necessary knowledge and skills to hire persons with disabilities and build a more inclusive workforce for the future. SG Enable looks forward to partnering social service agencies, employers, and disability employment professionals to grow opportunities for disability employment and enable more persons with disabilities. Beyond Raymond, beyond Zhiwei, and our other interns today, we want to go beyond that and truly fulfill the vision of an inclusive society, enabled lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Winnie, and we share the same aspiration and we learn a lot from SG Enable, so thank you for the partnership. Over to Thailand. May I invite the Thailand team to share your perspective, please.
Good afternoon, all. Okay, first of all, I would like to thank Microsoft Thailand for inviting me to speak on behalf of our organization. My name is Vitya. I'm from the Redemptorist Technological College for People with Disability, and the Redemptorist Foundation run my school, and that's why I'm here. Okay, I would like to talk about our foundation for people with disability. The purpose of our organization is to empower disabled people in 5 aspects. First of all, we do putting forward national policies with the government and parliament in order to have good law and then good practices for people with disability in our country. The second thing, we are campaigning for accessibility, both in terms of environment or facilities in the workplace or transport, things like that. The third aspect that we are doing is we are creating social attitude, positive social attitude in society about disability and its implication. And then we are doing education. We are educating people to be well equipped with technology, IT technology, and that is what we do. And the last one, we are doing the job placement. We are finding jobs for disabled people who are capable of doing the job for employers, and that is the 5 aspects of our missions. Okay, let me talk a bit about education mission. As the foundation has run 3 training centers. The first one, the training center for people with physical disability, we call the Redemptorate Technological College for People with Disability. And we have 2 campuses. First, based in the Northeast, and the second in Pattaya. All right, and we are training IT technology to our students, and we have collaborated with Microsoft, in the last few years to train our students about the advanced technological knowledge and expertise. And the result comes out very well, and our graduates have a job in HSBC, for example, Denso, Sony, and Panasonic. And also for the blind school, we are focusing on training them the job like accounting and massaging. They can be a good masseur on that. Okay, and the last one, the last training is the training for special disabled people like autistic or Down syndrome, and they can work in the shadow workplace or social enterprises. They can be workers, and they can do some job like a station job, okay, and with close supervision. And here is what we are doing about training vocational skills. Also, we also run job placement center. The job placement center will organize a forum for employers to meet with our disabled people. We have 2 kinds of disabled people. First, that they are the trainees in our training center, and then the walk-in disabled people to come and ask for the job. And if we assess them, their ability is not high enough to meet the requirement of the employer, we will train them more on that. And we also keep the profile of all the disabled people to the employers so that they can decide whether they would hire the people with disabilities or not, right? And that's not enough. Our job is not finished. Because we have to do the follow-up. We follow up on cases in regular basis, let's say in month and year, every 2 weeks, and then every 3 months and 1 year. After 1 year, we discharge, and we are not going to follow up anymore. And we believe that they can work in the workplace. Well, okay. Other than that, we also organize consultation to the employer by training or seminar or workshop to let them understand about disability and the need of disabled person in the workplace. Also, that is what we do. All right, and I'm going to end the session soon. But again, I would like to thank Microsoft Thailand for giving me the opportunity to join the Microsoft Enabler program. And without Microsoft, we cannot improve our disabled people well like this one. And we hope that through internship program, our student, our client will have a precious chance to practice their skill and knowledge on the job. And also they will be able to do the job shadowing. They will be able to observe the people on the job. And through this, we also believe that after they have done their internship, through the heavy mentoring, and they can be asset to our society, and chances are that they will get a better job in the future. Okay, thank you, Microsoft Thailand, and thank you, APEC, Microsoft Enabler Program. We are so delighted to be part of your program, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Likewise, thank you. Thank you again for your partnership. Now, we've heard from the NPOs. What would be super useful is perhaps go and talk to two key people who are probably an important artifact in this whole program as to why it's important. We have with us, very fortunate to have Raymond. You heard Raymond's name when he was talking about SG Enable. Raymond is one of the beneficiaries and a client of SG Enable, and we had the privilege of working with Raymond, who interned with Microsoft in the partner organization as a partner development manager with Pratima. So Raymond, great to have you on this call. And we also have Adrian. Adrian Yap is a senior manager at Deloitte Southeast Asia. He's a data scientist. He's a PhD in international relationship, and equally and importantly, if I would say, is a community leader. He's a mentor for people with disabilities, and he's also joined us today to give his perspective. Maybe I'll start with you, Raymond. Can you tell us a bit about how you benefited from being an intern in tech industry, and what do you take away from that, and the role that SG Enable has helped you during the course of time, and what does it actually mean to you, Raymond?
All right. Thank you so much, Vivek. First and foremost, I would like to thank SG Enable as well as Microsoft for giving me this very wonderful opportunity. Because at Microsoft, I've learned a lot from the fact that I can upskill myself and learn so much about the different technologies. For example, we have I've gotten myself certified for Power Platforms as well as Microsoft Azure and so on. Microsoft has provided me a lot of different platforms to improve myself. For example, Pratima has also crafted several projects for me to handle, and this has given me a lot of exposure to the tech industry. And SG Enable has been very instrumental in helping me secure this internship. And along the way, the UR team, the university recruitment team, has also been very helpful in making the best experiences for me at Microsoft.
No, thank you, Raymond. And you continue to be an inspiration. Certainly, my meeting with you, I learned a lot about how you do not treat the disability just as a disability, but you see that as an opportunity to influence the world around you. So very grateful that you could be here. Adrian, you play a fantastic role as a community leader. Why is mentorship important for this community that you serve, you've chosen to serve? Why is it important, and what's your perspective?
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, hi everyone. Thanks, Microsoft, and thank you for having me here. I'm very fortunate to be part of mentoring program at Microsoft, and it gives me immense experience working with Microsoft employees and web interns. As a mentor, I am able to pass on my knowledge and experience about disabilities, inclusion, about and at the same time it helps how we work with each other. They are more inclusive. We then intern to organize disabilities awareness with employees. We taught them simple sign language, and we got them to communicate with each other. And at the same time, we share about gun culture and disabilities inclusion at workplace. For example, how to show respect to people with disabilities. Therefore, I believe it's very important to create an open platform and honor, be very open about it, and we need to clarify with each other, we have to understand each other better. And I believe mentoring programs goes a very long way to make the workplace even more inclusive and flexible. So I'm very proud to be part of this mentoring program and looking forward to seeing more inclusive workplace in the future. Thank you.
Hey, Adrian, I can't thank you enough for being here and sharing your perspective, and the role that you do in terms of mentoring other people with disabilities is awe-inspiring. So thank you, Adrian, and thank you, Raymond. Now, look, this program is not possible without our partners. Our partners are the ones who are going to be employing people with disabilities, providing them job shadowing and internship. So why don't we get to know these partners who have put their hand up and want to be part of this program equally. Thank you. Pratima, take it over, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And absolutely energized. Love to hear from all our NPOs. And thanks again to our amazing partners, incredible, enthusiastic, and who joined us on this journey to create an inclusive and accessible workplace. What I'll now do is I'll request all the leaders from our partners to give us a quick 1-minute view on their commitment to D&I, what brought them through this program, and really a few words of inspiration for this consortium. We are running on a speed mode here now, so I request all our partners to turn on their cameras. And let me call out names of our friends right in alphabetical order. So Steve from Clucas, over to you, Steve.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Fatima. I'm Steve Wong, founder and CEO of Clucas. I want to be saying that it is an honor and a privilege to be part of this significant program, not only as a Microsoft partner, but also a responsible member of our society. We all agree that 2020 has been a difficult year for everyone. One of the articles I read said that COVID-19 has been increasing the opportunity gap between the most privileged and the most disadvantaged, increasing employment instability. A change is needed, and I trust that we can start making this change together. With this Microsoft Enabler program, I believe we can make a change in our workplace, enabling a competent disability workforce and pioneering the new trend of employment in this fast-moving digital transformation. Clucas, an Azure expert MSP, currently houses the most Azure experts in Korea. Through Clucas Academy, Clucas continues to grow and nurture cloud experts in the industry. With such experience, Clucas is committed to doing anything possible to make our world more equal and open. Once again, we are very proud and honored to be part of this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Pratibha, my friend from Cognizant.
Hi, thank you, Pratima. Hi, everyone. My name is Pratibha Karnool. I'm based in Singapore and I work for Cognizant. And I'm convinced I have the best job in the organization, which is to enable our associates to live their highest sense of purpose, contributing their time and talent to make a difference to our communities. And inclusion is really a word that resonates very strongly with all of us, be it social inclusion or digital inclusion of everyone in our community. Through Cognizant Outreach, our employee volunteering platform, we've been supporting education and employability initiatives, and this partnership really gives us this opportunity to further our impact in this space. And I'm really very excited that we are co-creating opportunities for everyone to thrive and hone abilities. May the focus always be on our abilities and opportunities. And we're really so happy and excited to be a part of this wonderful enabling collaboration. So thank you, Pratima, thank you, Nick, Vivek, and the entire Microsoft team, as well as Grace from Cognizant, and all my colleagues in Cognizant who are so pumped up and excited to be a part of this today. And now I request our Cognizant Center Head in Philippines, Joey Marquez, to share his thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratibha. This will just be quick, but really amazing to partner with Microsoft on this initiative because it truly furthers Cognizant advocacy for diversity and inclusion, which is very much embedded in our company's culture. It is our purpose to improve the lives of people. And as an inclusive company, this purpose extends to PwDs who aim to land world-class job opportunities that will provide them with sustainable income. As Pratibha mentioned, the Cognizant outreach volunteers who will receive training from Microsoft, they will also benefit from this because they will enhance their digital skills and participate in another space where they can grow and share that growth, most importantly, with the communities. Thank you. We look forward to this program.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Flora, our leader from Crayon. Can I invite you?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Pratima, Andrea, and Vivek, for giving us the opportunity to participate Microsoft Enabler Program in Asia Pacific. Today, we show passion and demonstrate Microsoft commitment to people and partners. Thank you as well to the different non-profit organizations for the chance to collaborate. We can't wait to do more together. Crayon has been growing exponentially over the last years, and so our workforce. With over 1,800 employees across the world, people are our number one asset and most important assets. Including more inclusive practices to our organization is an imperative. Working in this program with Microsoft is an opportunity to bring new scopes to Crayon while supporting accessibility and inclusion in tech industry. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Flora. And Alex from New Zealand.
Hi there, everyone. We're all based in New Zealand and Australia, and we're just thrilled to be part of this wonderful initiative. So thank you very much to Microsoft, but also thank you to everybody here. It is just awe-inspiring, the work that you're all doing across the region, and we just hope that we can also add our value too. Datacom actually has a very, very long-standing commitment to accessibility. Our owner founders have had 30 years including Special Olympics and various other organizations that have really focused on disabilities. So this was a very, very easy one for us to sign up to. And we really, truly believe that we can make a difference together to the lives of many out there through not only just upskilling and mentoring, networking, and providing employment opportunities. So thanks again, Microsoft.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Simon, our leader from DXC New Zealand.
Yeah, hi everyone. Simon here, Chief Technologist for DXC Technology based in New Zealand. We're equally thrilled to be participating in this initiative. And look, I'm personally and collectively we're inspired by the great work that the organisations we've just heard from are already delivering. As a Microsoft Gold partner, we've got local, regional and global IP across all three Microsoft clouds. And not just the social imperative, but two things really sold us on the program. We have in the ANZ region a program called Dandelion, and that helps placement and career development path for people on the spectrum, and that drives neurodiversity and identifies talent with special skills that may not have been overlooked otherwise. And as part of that program, we have identified accessibility issues as one perceived barrier in that framework. Secondly, we've just completed some work here in New Zealand around a voice activation project. And that was for a very specific use case. And we see great wider opportunity to leverage that across all the applications that Microsoft brings to market. So we're therefore not starting at a zero base, and we're not limiting ourselves to these two. So I look forward to mobilising our local team of Microsoft certifications to light up the program. Thanks. I hope you caught that.
Yes. Yes, we did, Simon. Thank you. Thank you very much. Can I invite Faye from EPLDT?
Greetings for everyone. I'm Faye Ocampo. I represent EPLDT and PLDT as Head of Strategic Partnership and Alliances for the group.
I think we lost
you. Is to focus on 4 business pillars. Sorry?
Yes, you're back. You're back. Yeah.
Yeah, so we focus on 4 business pillars, which are cloud, cybersecurity, managed IT, and data center. Our trust is to develop deeper and more meaningful relationship through industry expertise and innovating and co-innovating with partners like Microsoft so that we can deliver real and creative value to our customers. This program is not really new to us. Since 2018, EPLDT has embarked in supporting our country's Magna Carta rights for disabled persons. As part of this campaign, we have started creating conducive workplace for our environment in our offices. So we are also supporting Handicap Care Association Incorporated here in the Philippines. And here at EPLDT, we have started several company-wide awareness program. It is such a joy to be part of this Microsoft program. Our goal is to really expand all these initiatives. So we thank you, Microsoft Philippines and APAC, in inviting us in this journey of empowering every person and every organization with our disability. Congratulations, Microsoft, led by Andrea, for this launch and for putting up this partner ecosystem for collaborating. Let us all together embrace the talent with disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Faye. Aditi from HCL Tech, thanks for joining. Over to you.
Thank you, Pratima. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Microsoft for launching this program. My name is Aditi Nawani, and I am the Accessibility Practice Head for HCL's Accessibility Services. We are a team of more than 500 highly dedicated and passionate people with the unified goal to enhance the accessibility industry and empower everyone. We are actively engaged with organizations across the world in their digital inclusion journey. We believe that having an inclusive workplace is the key for inclusive hiring in order to get that same experience and productivity for everyone. HCL has created a charter for people with disabilities that focuses on their integration into the workforce by providing them an inclusive and accessible work environment through the 4 tenets: employ, enable, engage, and empower. We thank Microsoft for initiating this program, and we at HCL are highly committed to partner with Microsoft and other NPOs on this initiative. We are so much looking forward to this exciting journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. Thanks for your partnership. Edna, my friend from Ingram.
Hey, hi, everyone. Hey, thank you, Microsoft, for having us here. Okay, quoted from Eunice Lau, our Executive Managing Director of Ingram Micro. Diversity is the power that brings us together as one Ingram. Embracing diversity in the workplace and nurturing a culture of inclusion makes employees feel recognized and valued. So our aim is to include everyone in our organization, regardless the type of ability that anyone has, as one Ingram. We believe technology can break all barriers of disability that empowers everyone to be able. We are super excited to be part of Microsoft Enabler program, building an inclusive workplace for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Edna. Kanjan Lee from Metanet, are you on?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kanjan Lee from Korea and the CEO of Metanet platform. It's great to have a chance to work on this program and enable people with accessibility challenges to potentially be employed as interns or employees. We, Metanet platform, have always been interested in diversity and inclusion in recruitment. We are trying to reach candidates regardless of gender, disability, or nationality. For instance, we are co-working with multinational developers or engineers such as India and Vietnam. And we are also currently cooperating with Korea Employment Promotion Agency for the disabled by offering them a chance to enter the workforce. Through this opportunity, hope we can enrich the diversity in our workplace. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Could I invite from Nexus, Juan, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting us to be part of this very good program. This is actually quite exciting because it enhances our own internal CSR programs of internship, scholarship, and training for disadvantaged students in the depressed areas of the metropolis. So we're very happy to work with Microsoft. Hopefully this will enhance our program, and together we can make a better world. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Could I now invite Johan from Entity Limited, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I also want to acknowledge the presence of two of my colleagues, Julie Cho and Dion Smith, who will be working very closely on this program. For us, first of all, we've got to think about the words we use. I prefer using the words differently abled rather than disabled. People who have challenges in particular areas find themselves often stronger in other areas. So it's all a state of mind, really, the way we approach this. Our mission or our purpose as a company is to, through technology and innovation, delivering a secure and connected future that empowers our people, clients, and communities. So already you can see the linkage with what this program is focused on. And I'm pleased to let you know that starting October 2020, when we include also Australia into our region, we'll employ as many as 12,500 employees across 16 countries and 67 offices, a $4 billion business. So I'm really excited about this because we have a massive opportunity to make a difference here, given the number of communities and people we touch in the process. And for us, there are two drivers when it comes to diversity, inclusion, and belonging. Very important. There's a business imperative. We absolutely need to represent the societies in which we operate, the demographics and the skills and capabilities in those societies. And to the extent that we cut ourselves off from key skills in those societies, including individuals who may be in scope for some of these programs, we're quite frankly at a competitive disadvantage. So it is a matter of competition. And as Andrea earlier on indicated, there's 650 million people in Asia Pacific who are differently abled in some way or shape. So there's a massive pool of people that we could potentially benefit from. There's, of course, a moral and social imperative. We need to make sure that everyone can participate in the economy and that we help to level the playing field so that everyone feels they have a part in the economic world as we know it. So Microsoft is a major partner for us, and I must say that again, a major partner for us. This is going to further strengthen our partnership with Microsoft and also help our go-to-market efforts. And certainly it's a big step for us. I'm also delighted to see the number of NPOs on the line, as well as a number of other companies. So this is a massive ecosystem that I think we can all benefit from. So thank you again, Microsoft, for bringing us all together. We're very excited about participating. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Could I invite Park from Entity Philippines?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pot Reyes, CEO of Entity Data Philippines. Diversity and inclusion is such an important and a priority matter for Entity Data globally. Over the years, we have established initiatives such as NTT Data Win, or Women Inspire NTT, to create an environment that supports in attracting, retaining, and advancement of women in NTT Data. I am enthused about this opportunity to work together with Microsoft to support people with disabilities through training, internships, mentoring, and opportunities for employment. We are pleased to participate in the Microsoft Enabler program as we continually strive to create environments where individuals can fully participate, use and hone their abilities to the highest extent possible, regardless of their gender, disability, nationality, age, culture, custom, and lifestyle. We look forward to celebrating outcomes of this program in the coming months. And personally, I'd like to thank Microsoft, Vivek, Nick, Andrea, and the rest of the Microsoft team for inviting us to participate in this program. Programs like this makes a reason for being a trusted global innovator even more meaningful. Thank you so much, and a good day to you all.
Thank you, absolutely. Thank you very much. Ram from Entity Data Singapore.
Thank you, Pratima. Thank you, Coach. I think in the prelude of what Entity is all about, I think Entity Data Group has adopted the message saying we enhance our creativity by respecting diversity as one of the 3 pillars of our group's vision. So basically our business in Southeast Asia is not long ago, and we are rapidly growing our human capital in this region. We pledge to create a harmonious and nurturing culture at work. First, I think recently we have, at a point when we hired our first persons with disability, we realized that we have to make a lot of changes in the way things are happening around us. So we are still in the learning mode on embedding accessibility. On a personal level, I welcome this initiative as I believe everyone has their strengths and we should empower everyone to contribute. I fully give my support to my team, and also I shared with my team that if we need to learn something new, we must be in a beginner's mindset. So there's a lot more to learn during this time for every one of us, and I sincerely thank Andrea, Vivek, and Nick for getting us to share some of our thoughts around this and also be part of this whole program. I'm very excited and be humbled to be part of Microsoft Enablers program, and we look forward working with Microsoft and the non-profit organizations to increase the employability of persons with disability. I thank every one of you for this.
Thank you, Ram. Could I request Jaydeep from Tech Data to take over, please?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tom Crobble. I'm here representing Jadip Malhotra, who's the president for Tech Data in Asia Pacific. Tech Data is a global partner of Microsoft's, and we look forward to this opportunity to work together. Tech Data has a long-standing commitment to diversity and inclusion, and that begins at the top with our CEO, who is one of a handful of CEOs who has signed the pledge on CEO Action for Diversity and Inclusion, which is the largest CEO-driven business commitment to D&I. Here in the region, our D&I efforts are broad and country-based. I think this opportunity to work with Microsoft as well as SG Enable in Singapore is a unique one for us in that we have not traditionally in Singapore had a strong focus on differently abled people in the workplace. And so we're new to this and humbled by the opportunity to work with these 2 good organizations. And we really look forward to partnering with Microsoft and SG Enable, not only to raise awareness about people with disabilities, but also to bring people into employment with tech data. And that will not only improve their lives, but the lives of those around us. I'd like to again thank you to Andrea and Vivek and Pratima for welcoming us on board, and look forward to working it together. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your support. And Wipro, because it's W, it comes last. But Bhavya, you're absolutely first on our minds.
Hi, Pratima.
Hi.
And thank you, Microsoft team, for inviting me. We are delighted to be partnering with Microsoft on the Enabler program to drive inclusive hiring across Asia Pacific, improve accessibility and increase the employability of persons with disabilities. At Wipro, we've always believed that inclusion is about integrating diversity effortlessly into everyday working, encouraging all to participate and to be their authentic selves. Wipro considers inclusion as a mainstream business driver and a must-have trait rather than an aspirational initiative. And this is guided by our values, which is the spirit of Wipro. An inclusive workplace respects uniqueness among individuals and nurtures an overall sense of belonging. We celebrate and learn from diverse ideas, backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences. This partnership indeed catalyzes and accelerates our joint efforts towards building a better workplace for all. We look forward to contributing on this initiative with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, absolutely, and super excited. This whole session today was really driving the whole idea of consortium. All of us getting together as partners in this in the mission is beautiful and inspiring. Thank you. Over to you, Supriya.
Hey, Supriya, if you want me to close, I'm happy to jump on in the interest of time. Thank you, Pratima. You've been the heart and soul of getting us to the stage, and what a wonderful work you've done. And this incredible logos that you see on the screen, and the commitment and the pledge you've heard from the leaders representing our partners is something to be simply grateful about, to have the opportunity to work in this organization at this day and age. So when I talk to my girls, we have got teenage girls, and we talk about the type of company or the business that I'm involved in, the type of partners that I have an opportunity to work with, and now this partnership with the NPOs. This is something I'm super grateful for, and it's extremely fortunate situation, and it's a privilege to be working with all of you. So imagine what more we can do together, right? We heard about Raymond and how he has taken advantage of the opportunity to work with SG Enable and Microsoft. Imagine how many more participants can benefit through this program. So this is something, I think this is what partnership is all about, right? We do business together, we win customers' heart and mind, but what can we do in addition to that? How do we create a future that is one of inclusion, the one that brings the best of every individual? And when everybody plays, we all win. I strongly believe in that mantra. So I don't know whether we have the time to play a video, Supriya, but that's the best way to describe it. It's when everybody plays, we all win. Supriya?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Andrea, can I just check if you wanted to close with any couple of words before we closed off with the video?
I think Andrea may have.
It's all right. In that case, Vivek, thank you so much. Thanks everybody on the call. I'm sorry we had a couple of technical delays, but I'm so grateful that you stayed through the call. And we'd love to leave with what Vivek was saying, and just really an embodiment of all of that. When everyone plays, we all win. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Sean. My name is Ian. I'm Taylor. My name is Owen, and I am 9.5 years old. I only have one. And yeah. I love video games, my friends, my family, and again video games. Whenever I play it, it makes me feel happy. The fun that you get to. When I'm playing with a regular controller, there's some things that don't work for me. It's difficult for me to use both joysticks and the D-pad at the exact same time. And it just slowed me down a bunch more, while other people were like...
She's never had the freedom to play at the level she knows she could.
I never thought it was unfair. I just thought, hey, this is the way it is and it's not going to change. What I like about the adaptive controller is that now everyone can play. I don't even have to look at the controller and just be like looking at the screen like, hey, yep.
You never want your kid to feel like an outsider or an other.
One of the biggest fears early on is, how will Owen be viewed by the other kids? He's not different when he plays.
It's a little challenging, but that's the whole point of gaming. I can hit the buttons just as fast as they can. And I think I can crush my friends. No matter how your body is or how fast you are, you can play. It's a really good thing to have in this world.